Hello, it's me, John aka Nosy, and you join me for yet another Transformers review. I literally picked this up today. I've seen this many times in my local B&M's, Home Bargains. I picked this guy up and I'm going to give him a little review. So, today I'm going to be reviewing Transformers Authentic Shockwave. Let's do it. And here we have him. He's in the box, literally just purchased as of about 15-20 minutes ago, prior to this review. But yeah, so drop it, that's a good idea. But anyway, so here he is. So this is Shockwave. I'm not usually a big fan of this type of toy line. I know these are more aimed for a younger demographic, like a first Transformer purchase. They are usually very simple transformation process. This one is actually more in depth because there was more of them in my local B&M, or one of my B&Ms that we have here in Hull. And yeah, this guy is actually quite good. I mean, literally 15 steps to transform this guy. The other ones, there was, they also had the Megatron, a Soundwave, and a Starscream in this same wave. All of them are only about 8 steps to transform, and to be honest, out of all of them, this guy looks the best. It's very basic, but I mostly got it for the robot mode because it is actually a nice representation of Shockwave. Let's get him out of this box and let's get reviewing. And here we have it. Here is Shockwave out of the box. See if I can get him to stand nicely. So he's not the, obviously I've got him on a I've got him on a sofa cushion here, so he isn't the best. So I've tried to stand him up on a notepad. Here he is then. He is actually really, really nice. That is actually a really nice Shockwave. It is very basic. The plastic on this, obviously, it is much more of a lower grade. It does feel very, very light. It feels very hollow. That's why I usually shy away from figures like this, because mostly it's the plastic that puts me off. But saying that though, the plastic they've used for this put to one side, I have to be fair and give credit where it's due. It is actually probably the best figure in this line. I've seen the Optimus, I've seen the Megatron, I've seen the Starscream, I've seen the Shockwave, the Soundwave, sorry, and I have to say this one is the best. I mean, it just looks a really nice, aesthetically pleasing Shockwave. Have a little look-see at the back. As you can see, massive gaping holes, massive big gaping gaps right in the back there. That is absolutely terrible, but you know, it's a very basic figure. That is literally, out of all the other bits on the figure, the legs are the most dead giveaway of hollowness. But apart from that, he does look actually quite a nice little piece to just display on the shelf like this. As you can see though, them legs are a little bit thingy because there's literally nothing to those legs whatsoever. It's a very weird joint. I'm guessing it's because of transformation process. It literally is like this. It literally is the most wobbliest knee joint I've ever known in my life. But anyway, so it is just all ball joints. As you can probably see just in there, the arm is literally just a very basic ball joint arrangement, but thanks to that you can actually get a very nice range of movability. It does have an elbow joint. It does have a swivel there as well. The fist is fixed for transformation. The head, because of transformation, it sort of bops up and down slightly, but it does move a little bit. There's a little bit of a waist pivot, which actually is quite cool. The leg can go to up to about there. There is a knee joint. No foot pivot though, I don't think. But it's all because it's all fixed for transformation. But that is actually pretty cool. One thing I do like about this figure as well, this is actually a real nice rubber. It's like a rubber type of thing that they've used on this fusion cannon bit here, which is nice. At least they've used not just plastic for everything. Nice Decepticon insignia there on the front. I do like the colour scheme on this. A very dark purple with the pink accents throughout. I do actually like the colour scheme on this. It's actually really nice. And there's some nice like chromey paint on these weapon bits here, or on the wings. Very nice. These wings actually are articulated as well. They're on a little bit of a ball joint because of transformation. So you can move these a little bit for movability purposes, which I think is good. But yeah, that is him in robot mode. He is actually really, really nice. That is actually a really, really nice figure. So let's transform him then and get him into that alt mode. So to transform, first step, put in the feet, then turn these feet, the legs should I say, like this, and then you put them together. Next, these flaps come upwards like this. Next, these arms come all the way up like so. You're best disconnecting this piece for now, because otherwise you're not going to move that arm very well if you don't. But yeah, so putting the arms up like you just don't care. Then bring in the fists and this fusion thing inwards, just like so. Twist these arm bits. Next step, the arms come down into this position, and then that should be the last phase for the arms. Then you just need to turn them around, and these wings will go into this position behind. Just twist, so they just rest between these arms like that. The next step, bring the chest plate down and then put the head in like that and close back. And then the last phase is twist the whole. Let me unpack this for a second. 160, plug the fusion thing back into the side, and I think that is it. Here we have it. This is the finished icon. This is, well, this is interesting. This is exactly as it says on the back of the box, so people know that I'm not taking the mickey. This has to be desired. It is not the best mode in the world. It is meant to be some kind of spacecraft. The fact that it's actually got some kind of an alt mode is actually pretty cool. This is it. It is very, very basic, which obviously going into a figure of this sort of line, you come to expect it. I will, the best or the strongest part of this figure is the robot mode, of course. But this is just very, very primitive, very basic. But this is a much more child-friendly figure. This is for a very young child. I mean, it says on the box that it's for 6+. So it's for any child 6 and older to play with. So, yeah, I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to be really like a complete arsehole to this toy. It is actually a nice figure. It's just this mode is very to be desired, but I can see a young child, having a really good time playing with this. The fact that they can make it into a little spacecraft, it's all cool. But, like I said, the best mode is that robot mode. It is just such a simple transformation. Hours and hours for a young child to just have fun with. You could just transform it back and forth effortlessly. Unless you're me, then I might struggle. But yeah, it is a good figure. And there we have it. It's back in robot mode. It is just so cool. I absolutely love it. This is the best mode by far. It is a really nice representation of Shockwave. I love the fact that they incorporated a bit of rubber plastic, like a rubber plastic sort of combination for this bit, and the fact that it is removable and you can place it on the side of his hip for alt mode. Yeah, it is a nice figure. It is very poseable. The only downside of this figure, like I said earlier, is the hollowness of the back legs. But it's one of them. It's a very basic figure. It's for ages 6 and up, for a very young child. But I can see a child having a lot of fun with this toy. Thank you so much for watching. This has been my review on Transformers Authentic Shockwave. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.